Welcome, I am the Kaiju no Kami, and this is my quickie review of Captain Marvel. The Marvel version, not the DC version who currently goes by the name of Shazam. That's not till next month. Captain Marvel is the 21st movie in the MCU, which means at this point I'm not expecting anything groundbreaking, I'm not expecting anything to be mind-blowing. All I want is a good time and to be entertained, and Captain Marvel provided that. I was not bored. There are things that do not work for me with this film. It suffers from prequel-itis. Some of the music does not fit very well. Some of it was just like, hey, we're going to throw this music in there because it's 90s. And we're going to throw in all these 90s references because it's the 90s. And you guys grew up in the 90s most likely. So therefore, you're going to like the 90s. Like, yeah, there are those movies where they do the 80s references and everything. But you know what? They don't feel like they're forced in. They actually feel like they're there naturally, that it is the 80s. Not because they're telling us it's the 80s, but because it feels like it is. Here, it only feels like the 90s because they're telling us it feels like the 90s and throwing everything into our face as if it is the 90s. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it just doesn't fit in naturally like it does with things like Stranger Things, or even with Guardians of the Galaxy when Star-Lord is listening to the music and the music is with the movie. It flows well, it fits. Here, not so much. Ronan, who was pretty much a one-dimensional character in Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought, well, since they're having a prequel, I felt this would be the perfect opportunity to make Ronan be a character and develop him. He's on screen for maybe 50 seconds, maybe a minute and a half, if that. I doubt it. I think it's more like 50 seconds. But either way, they didn't do anything to make him feel like a good character for Guardians. They could have built him up so much more. And then there's Brie Larson, who is Brie Larson. Maybe the Russos can work their miracles on her like they did with Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow, since they managed to get Johansson to actually act in her roles for Black Widow. Maybe they can do the same with Captain Marvel in Endgame. Additionally, the movie suffers from what I call prequel-itis, meaning that there's characters, events, or something that's just there to say, hey, this is how we got to that point, and that definitely does happen here. Agent Coulson's in this movie. He's a rookie, but it feels like it's just there to say, hey, see, this is why Fury trusts Coulson, because of this. See, isn't that cool? Now it makes sense. Oh, this occurred because of this. Yep. Never mind the fact that in the first Avengers, Nick Fury says we never expected to have an invasion from outer space, but yet he experiences that in this entire movie, making that whole comment in Avengers seem kind of moot or out there, like, well, if you knew about this going on, then clearly you knew there could be threats from space. So why would you tell them you never anticipated threats from outer space? Now, that's not to say the movie doesn't have great scenes. As like I said, I was entertained. I really like some of the development we had here. I like this one specific scene that dealt with tape between Nick Fury and Captain Marvel. Getting to see Monica Rambeau was pretty cool. There were some good fight scenes. There were some interesting ideas. I love the interpretation of the Skrulls. The Skrulls are really well done in this movie. I like seeing what they did. I can't wait to see what else they do with them. I'm curious to see where the Skrulls came from at this point, and if they're going to become more like their comic versions. Ben Mendelsohn did an excellent job as the Skrull leader. As always, Samuel Jackson was well done. There were a lot of good scenes. I liked the scene on the train. The humor was pretty on par, though there were some parts that were like, I know that's supposed to be funny, but it didn't come off as funny to me as it should have. Overall, if you go in expecting a Marvel film, you're going to get a Marvel film. If you're looking for some groundbreaking cinematic masterpiece, you are not going to get that. As is, I'm going to give Captain Marvel a solid 7 out of 10 because it was entertaining. And the after credit scenes were pretty funny. Until next time, bye.